Asma. Asma, you okay, baby?
Did we make it?
Hey, it's December 1st, 2020, which means that we have limited days remaining between now and December 20th, when, God willing, we intend to do our ride down to Cedros. So we've got to get training, and today is our first training day. We're starting our ride from here where we live in Gasparillo, and we're going to make our way down to Asma's parents' house in Piparo. Can't remember exactly how far that distance is, but there are many hills, including Robinson Hill, that we'll have to contend with. So we'll meet you at the finish line and let you know how we feel.
We've made it to the top of Robinson Hill. It took us about an hour and a half, and to the back of me there, well, to the side of me, you could see San Fernando, Gulf of Paria. We're about 2 minutes away from my parents' house, so Cedros, we're preparing for you. There's going to be a whole lot of hard riding, sweat and maybe some tears too, but we're going to do it, and you're going to be on this journey with us as well. So until the next ride, we'll see you. Bye.
December 2nd, day 2.
We're doing laps around the savannah, and we're on our second lap.
It's day 6, December 6th, day 6, and this is another training ride for Cedros. We started in San Fernando today, and some 35, give or take, kilometers later, we
I've just arrived at the beach in Trinidad.
I think we shouldn't just tell you where we are, we should show you where we are.
It's December 8th, day 8 of our training, and this morning we came to Lady Chancellor, so we made it to the top of the hill, and now we're on our way back down. We had a good workout on our legs, and we're hoping that somebody is going to let 2 stinky customers in for breakfast in Port of Spain. It's December 13th, day 13 of our ride in preparation for the Cedros ride. We thought we'd do a small ride today and save our legs for that big long haul. We wanted to do San Fernando Hill, but it's closed, so we decided we will do the hills of San Fernando. We're on Alexandra Street, and this hill is whoa. It's a killer, but it comes with a fantastic view.
It is day 19 of our preparation for our Cedros ride, come, God willing, tomorrow. We have prepared as best as we could have in the short space of time, physically at least, with all of our training which you have seen, and some others as well. But anybody who knows anything about fitness will tell you that it's really 10% physical and 90% kitchen. Like your nutrition, what you consume, what you fuel your body with is like the most important thing. And that's why we're taking the time out on the night before the ride, which we're very excited for, by the way, because I mean, it's COVID. What else are you looking forward to anyways, right? But in the midst of that, we just wanted to let you know that we found the thing that works for us, right? You might find something else that works for you, but for us, by trial and error, we realized that the best meal that works for us in preparation for a ride the next day is brown rice with salmon, but we also blend some spinach leaves for the iron and put that into the salmon. So we're getting some slow release carbs, with fiber. We're getting some protein with the salmon and a lot of iron in that spinach as well. And tonight we have the added bonus of picking up an avocado, which will give us a little extra fat as well. And apart from the nutrition, it also makes for a really delicious pre-ride meal. So tomorrow morning, after we ride like the first hour or so, and our natural morning fuel dips, our body's gonna start calling for fuel, and it'll dip into this meal, and this meal always responds with, yes, you're ready, keep moving forward. So it's time to eat, and God willing, we'll catch you in a couple hours time.
It's December 20th, the morning of our big ride. We are super pumped, super excited. Everybody's ready to go. It's about later than we should have left. However, you know, we always waiting on Ryan. He just joined. Remember Ryan from the last ride that we did on Alexander Street? And Sally is with us today. Sally is making her debut ride again. She hasn't ridden in a few months. And today we have Maulana Safraz with us. He's joining our crew. And well, you remember Charlie. And behind the camera is Fazeer. So we're getting ready to move. As we go along the journey, we will take some more photos and we'll keep you posted.
Mind you, it's also a rainy morning, right? So we're starting in rain.
Rainy morning. We're starting in the rain.
For the first time.
According to Maulana, better rain than sun. So this Maulana, we start in the rain.
So one of the best parts, at least for me, and I'm sure these guys would share the sentiments as well, of riding at this early hour of the morning, is riding and taking the time while we're out on the road to be able to pray. As you know, we're Muslim, and Muslims are supposed to offer 5 daily prayers, one of which is at this very early hour of the morning, just before the sunrise. And sometimes we try to get that prayer before we leave the house, but I always try to push for us to leave the house, even if we have to get it on the road, which was the case today. We tried to make it to a masjid. Where was that, Ryan? In Grants Road? Tried to make it a masjid in Grants Road. Unfortunately, we've not yet reached the end of the highway, but it's one of the best feelings ever. Imam, what say you about that?
Yeah, I think definitely it is one of the best feelings ever. You know, riding through the cool air in the morning, the serenity, the peace, and then to top it all off, having to pray, the early morning prayer, nothing beats it.
So it isn't always possible to ride and hold the camera at the same time. I'm doing it only when I think it's safe enough and the roads are clear. Otherwise, I would have liked to show you some of the absolutely gorgeous, quaint houses that we've passed. There's one that we passed, a brown one, a little while ago that looked like a farmhouse that you see in the movies, and some really incredibly cozy looking board houses, wooden houses that just look real inviting. Wife, did you pass the farmhouse earlier? The brown farmhouse on the right hand side? No?
I wasn't paying attention to that.
Gotcha.
Coming downhill with water.
It really was. So one of our riders, that's Sally, I think she's called it a day, or she's just kind of taking a rest for the while. She really hasn't ridden in a while. So
She really wants to ride in Cedros.
yeah.
So she's gonna save some energy and get back on it.
Yeah, save some energy through these hilly roads and get back on the bike as we're about to cross the finish line in Cedros, God willing. So so far, absolutely enjoyable. I want to take this time to tell you a couple things though. One, I want to let you know that we are by no means professional riders, if anything at all. Just by looking at our bikes, you can tell that we're amateur riders. We're riding mountain bikes, some old mountain bikes. My bike's like almost 20 years old, a Fuji. Asma's riding a Specialized, and a couple of the other guys have some trek bikes and trail 4 bikes, etc. So we're riding mountain bikes, and we're using these mountain bikes the way you would use a road bike. So these bikes are heavier, bulkier, require more energy, that sort of stuff. But here's the thing, right? We have bikes, we want to enjoy the ride. As a technicality, we could care less about. No excuses. Not having a road bike doesn't prevent you from enjoying the road, safely at least. That's part one. Part two is we ride at real amateur levels. So as much as this is a ride to Cedros, we're aware that we are very, very far away from professional standards. We average
around 15 kilometers an hour, because as you see, we're riding at leisurely pace, and professionals can get up to 30, 40, 50 kilometers an hour for sustained periods, you know. So that in itself is a huge discrepancy there. But 15 kilometers an hour for us is good enough. That's on average uphill, downhill, and with rest time in between as well. It's a leisurely ride. We enjoy the scenery, we stop for photos, videos, the likes, you know. So it's really something I would encourage you to do. Get involved, get outside, get physical. You see, even if you drive through here, Dread, you just see the place in a whole new light, not so, wife? Yeah, you see the place in a way that you've never seen it before. So this is yeah, the hills here. Morning. Yeah. And by the way, Trinidad people are real friendly, Dread. It's like for real. Like really friendly. Take a ride through the countryside. Everybody's so excited to see bikers passing through, and you know, that sort of stuff. We get real best treatment. Even the drivers are usually courteous, like really courteous to us, with the exception of young boys who drive B12s, 13s, 14s, and 15s. For some reason or the other, they are the ones who always drive like idiots. But yeah, that's our 2 cents for the while. Morning. We are passing through Sobo Extension right now, and gonna come out into Sobo. We have a breakfast stop in Point Fortin, a family in Point Fortin. So they're sorting us out with breakfast, and when we get into Cedros, we'll breeze out a little bit, and lunch should be ready by then. So it's a full day out, not just a ride, but a ride, a lime, and you know, just a full day outdoors with our closest friends, family, and crew. So yeah.
Through Destiny, through the nice, beautiful teak. It was nice and cool. And now we're in Point Fortin. We just, what?
Rubber trees.
Oh wow, rubber trees. Okay, well I thought it was steep, but it was beautiful. Thank you, Charlie. I guess we're getting a lesson in agriculture here as well.
So where are we heading to next?
I thought we were taking the main road. That's the easier road. In the back here, the hills are crazy.
Now, how have the hills been so far? Because we hit a few.
It wasn't bad actually.
No?
No.
My
On this last curve here, my thigh started to feel a little burn, but it's been good.
So the road got a little busy between Point Fortin and coming onto the SSRN road, so we really couldn't show you much. And then there were some hills that we were focused on climbing, but look at the sort of stuff we're passing here on the road.
up this really steady incline. And we ran right and had to stop because they couldn't make it anymore. I stopped right behind them and as I stopped, cramps. Oh my god, they had to hold my bike. I had some Himalayan sea salts in the water. That started to help. Bend the knees a little. Got to his back again and now we're having some burns. We're going to start again.
Welcome to Cedros!
But we never took the time or we never had the opportunity to come in. So today we thought we would stop, enjoy the scene, and you too can enjoy the scene. We made it into Cedros.
So apparently riding to Cedros was not enough.
So we're pushing on and we're heading to Ecopus. So are you loving the view of our wetlands? Isn't it beautiful, magnificent? We could sit here all day and just
So did we make it to Carcass? You betcha!
We are sitting on a log and we almost fell over with all our excitement. So we did 82 kilometers. That's our longest distance so far. It was fantastic. We had a great crew with us and we had great drivers. Uncle Sam and Tatiani, they left home at 3:30 to join us. I think that was a great sacrifice. And Shiraz left home. Shiraz is Sir's cousin. He's like, I think you would have seen him in one of our earlier videos. Well, not our marriage video, but one of Sir's videos when we did going out for dinner during COVID. And yeah, the three of them, they were just great supporters. They drove behind us, they had water, they made sure we were safe. And we just got here to the beach, we had breakfast. Auntie Christine did breakfast for us. It was tomato choka, baigan choka, fry aloo, and roti. And we are going to go across in a little while to have lunch over at Sashal and her mommy. They made us chicken pilau. So that's how we're going to end this part of our day before we head back home.
I will confess and say that there were a couple times in the lead up to Cedros when the sun was really biting.
Yes.
And we started to, this was after you got your first bout of cramps, where I really wasn't sure if I would make it to Cedros, and the idea of coming to Carcass was just far removed from my head because I wasn't even sure I could make it to Cedros, like I said, you know. So to make it to Cedros, when we did, we took literally like a 5 minutes rest, and I was like, you know what, I don't think I'll ever get the chance, I don't know if I'll ever get the chance to do this ride again. Let's press on. And
while there's gas in the tank.
she had gas, I had no gas, you know. But thankfully we made it, and the muscles are sore. There was some cramps in between, a lot of salt water, salt prunes, and a lot of high potassium
we actually put
fruits.
salt prunes in the water and we drank it. So.
And just straight salt, like pink salt in water as well. So that's one, and then the other thing really is, you know, this is, I have to say that I was really excited about this, like, you know this, like, I was counting down the days, you know, as you would have seen, we were not just training for the ride, but like, in my head I was counting down the days because I knew that this was going to be our longest ride, and this was also going to be like it's something under the belt, you know. Yeah, it's a huge achievement under your belt for amateur riders, you know, who just really picked up riding when COVID started. I mean, we rode a couple of times before that, but
nothing big.
We really started riding, you know, during COVID, and I was really excited. Like, I was looking forward to it, planning, mapping, you know, and well, of course, I would have made all the arrangements for breakfast, lunch, and our pilot drivers and that sort of stuff. So, you know, a little bit of planning went into it, but it was well worth it. And we're sharing this with you, not on an ego trip or anything like that, but just really to hopefully inspire and to encourage you to do the same. It doesn't have to be riding, but anything else that could be COVID compliant or lockdown and regulation compliant, but that still gets the crew together, you know, in a socially distanced way, of course. Now, you would not have seen any social distancing with this crew because this is the crew. If you follow us on Instagram, this is our not blood family, but this is our family. So this is our bubble, right? So we all do everything together every single weekend and sometimes during the week as well. So this is our crew. So it's not like we're flaunting or you know, just disregarding the COVID regulations, you know. But
so, you know, when we were riding and we were coming up on the hills, at one point I thought, gosh, could I make it up this hill? This hill is so hard. But when you get to the top of the hill and you get to do the downhill, that is so much fun. I don't know at what point it happened, but a thought crossed my mind and I thought, so this is basically what life is. Yes, we have to do these hard things and we have to, you know, pass through all these hardships, but then you get to enjoy the ride after the hardship. So that was my thoughts on this ride this morning.
that was real deep.
I know, right?
Wow. And you know, I said to somebody earlier this week, that coincidentally, two of the things that we enjoy riding and hiking, they're group activities, but they're group activities as in you're doing it with a lot of other people around you, but your thoughts are to yourself.
I thought about that as well.
For most of it, you know. So like you're in your own headspace while you're riding, you're in your own headspace while you're walking through the forest and hiking and stuff like that, and it's really therapeutic. Like apart from the exercise and everything else, the therapy that comes from this is really incredible, you know. So I just want to say, you know, in closing, thanks for viewing, thanks for sharing this experience with us if you made it to the end of the video, and we have one more episode of the vlog to share with you, God willing, next week, which will be our final for this year. This was episode 13 of Happily Entangled AF, and episode 14 we're going to share with you our old years into New Year's tradition. It may not be what you expect, and we'll tell you how it may have upset some people over the years, but I think slowly everybody sort of got used to it, accustomed to it, and now some people are actually trying it on their own, you know. So sometimes you gotta upset the status quo, you know, in order to set a new trend, do something new, or inspire others to dare to do different. Look, I got deep too.
You did. So it's been a long video. Thank you very much for looking at it. Thank you for your comments that I know you're going to leave, and we look forward to, you know, reading your comments as usual. Remember to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next week, God willing.
I'll tell you this before we close, right? You've probably seen me on many other videos before and at so many other public events before, but this is the non-performance phase. This is the not smiling because you have to, not smiling because, you know, it's not a fast, but you know, you gotta socialize with people and stuff like that at times, you know. This is me genuinely happy. Like, this is me in a real happy space, right? You know, and this is how I feel almost every Sunday, because we reveal Sundays for ourselves, but we'll tell you about that in another vlog. Time to wrap up this one. So God willing, till next week. Thanks again.
Bye for now.